man shot in the head while walking on a Lexington street, and police think he was a random target. An update on that investigation.
He showed me what a strong man's belief can do.
Thousands of people gathered to say goodbye to boxing legend Muhammad Ali. We'll take you to today's Islamic funeral prayer service.
You see them on the roads more often this time of year, but how safe are scooters or mopeds, and what can you do to share the road with them safely?
This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening. Investigators say it appears to be a random crime, and tonight they're trying to figure out who shot a man in the head along a Lexington street.
Lexington police say the victim was walking with a woman early this morning on East Maxwell, not far from the UK campus, when he was shot. And police say he's now fighting for his life. Investigation in our top story at 6.
East Maxwell is a part of Lexington known for its proximity to UK's campus, where neighbors say a lot of younger people live.
Party neighborhood, not usually a shooting kind of neighborhood.
But gunfire woke some up this morning, including Amanda Medford and her husband, who rushed outside to find a horrifying scene.
We had a young white guy laying on his back on the sidewalk, a young white female kneeling over him doing chest compressions, screaming.
Police say the man was shot in the head while he and a young woman were out walking.
They were approached by an unknown subject who's described as a young male black.
Neighbors tell us that the shooting happened very close to where some other acts of violence happened, also where a high-profile robbery and murder took place.
Jonathan Kruger was shot and killed just a few blocks away.
I believe it's the last 6 months. There's been, including this one, 3 shootings probably within 6 blocks. It's a little concerning.
Concerning given that the 27-year-old victim may not have known the shooter. Police believe others saw it, though, and need to come forward.
We have information to believe there were 2 other subjects close by that may have saw something.
Police say the victim is in critical condition at UK Hospital in Lexington. Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Police are asking anyone who may have been in that part of Lexington this morning to call them with information. UK has issued a public safety notice to warn people about the shooting.
Saying goodbye to the greatest. Today, thousands of people gathered at Freedom Hall in Louisville for an Islamic funeral prayer service honoring Muhammad Ali. The boxing legend and Kentucky native died last Friday at the age of 74. A motorcade escorted the hearse carrying his body to and from today's service. Victor Puente talked to some of the people who came to Freedom Hall to pay their last respects.
There were thousands of people here at Freedom Hall for this prayer service for Muhammad Ali. It was also a chance for people to pay respects if they can't make it to his funeral tomorrow. About an hour before the doors opened, there were people lining up to get into Freedom Hall. The Janazah funeral prayer service is a Muslim tradition that asks for forgiveness and entry to heaven. Today's service included people of all faiths.
I just came to respect a great man who had a lot of same beliefs I do.
Bryant came from Tennessee, but some people came much further. A man from Bangladesh told me he put off heart surgery in order to come to the service.
How has it kept you alive?
My inspiration kept me alive.
The people here today included Jesse Jackson, Don King, and Sugar Ray Leonard. Jackson said he felt it was important to be here because of the heavy anti-Muslim sentiment in some parts of the country. Today's speakers said Ali's legacy will be felt for generations.
Ali inspired us. He filled us up. He gave us courage. And he taught us something about how to fight, not only inside the ring, but outside as well.
This building holds a special place in Muhammad Ali history. It was the last place where Ali fought in Louisville. That was in 1961. In Louisville, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Now here's a rundown of how Muhammad Ali will be honored in Louisville tomorrow. The day begins with a funeral procession that will travel at least 19 miles through the city, passing locations that were important in Ali's life. That procession is supposed to begin at 9 a.m. It's expected to last at least an hour and a half. It will end at Cave Hill Cemetery, where Muhammad Ali will be buried. The memorial service, which is public, begins at 2 tomorrow afternoon at the KFC Yum Center. Former President Bill Clinton, Billy Crystal, and sportscaster Bryant Gumbel will be among those speaking at that service, including family members, and Will Smith will be a pallbearer. You can watch the memorial service live on WKYT.com. We'll also stream it on our website, WKYT.com, as well.
Tonight, a petition is going around that asks state leaders to honor Muhammad Ali in the state capitol. People signing a petition. They want Ali Memorial to replace a statue of Confederate President Jefferson Davis. New at 6, Sabira Rayford talked to a Lexington attorney who's leading the effort.
The debate to remove Jefferson Davis from the Capitol Rotunda is no small matter, and it has been going on for years. But now, one lawyer says enough is enough.
Now that there's a consensus to remove Davis, let's replace him with the grandson of slaves who did more for civil rights and who was known as the most famous international person from Kentucky in the 20th century, if not the most famous human in the 20th century, Muhammad Ali.
Jonathan Miller has a big fight ahead of him. He is leading the charge to remove the statue of the Confederate president and replace it with Muhammad Ali.
While we're all thinking of him and while we've been reminded of his greatness, this is the time to take action.
That action failed last year after the Historic Properties Advisory Committee voted 7-2 to keep the statue in the Capitol. Today we reached out to the board. Director Leslie Nigel said they plan to have a meeting within the next month to determine the committee's stance on representation of Ali in the Rotunda. Nigel also said that the current rules state a person has to be dead 10 to 15 years before they can be represented, but that's not slowing Miller down.
Now we've got a new governor. The governor has different opinions on several issues than the prior administration. I worked in the prior administration, but this is one area where I agree strongly with Governor Bevin and would love to see him change that prior administration's policy.
Miller says he plans to present his petition to the governor once he reaches 1,000 signatures. In Frankfort, Sabira Rayford, WKYT.
Sabira, thank you. Muhammad Ali's Islamic faith will not allow a statue of him, so his likeness in the state capitol would likely be a mural or a portrait. Tonight, we've learned a man has died after a crash at a busy Lexington intersection. The Fayette County Coroner's Office says 86-year-old Charles Covington died at the hospital from his injuries just after 7 this morning. Police say he was trying to make a left turn from Man-O-War to Pleasant Ridge when a car crashed into his station wagon. Police say the other driver was taken to the hospital with less serious injuries.
How safe are the small motor scooters you see on city streets as the weather warms up? You might be surprised to learn that riding one of these motor scooters or mopeds does not require insurance, a registration plate, a helmet, or any eye protection. Now, we went for a ride to see what the law does require, what it takes to ride safely and avoid a crash. They're fun to ride, cheap to operate. A few dollars of gas can last weeks. And a used one can be had for under $600.
Come on, I'll show you a bike.
Okay. James Jennings, he goes by Nod, knows mopeds.
Gas goes in the back, oil goes right in front of the seat, right here. This cover here, this is where the oil goes. It's a 2-cycle engine.
The owner of Fayette Moped near the UK campus has sold scooters for 30 years, and his sales talk includes a safety talk.
When you buy a moped, you don't know until somebody tells you the safety aspects, the hazards, the unsafety of people in cars who are not watching for mopeds.
Today's safety talk is for a young UK student who has experience riding mopeds. Only not in this country, but back home in Vietnam, where mopeds outnumber cars.
You have to be very cautious. You pretty much have to look 6 ways. You look down because there's potholes. You always want to look to your left and to your right. When you pull up to stop signs, you always, especially 4-way stops, you want to stop and look both ways.
Another tip, avoid riding a moped in the center of a lane after it rains.
Don't want to ride in the center of the lane because cars leak oil, and when it rains, it makes it really slick.
After he told me, I think I have to be more careful on driving here instead of driving in my country.
It's ready to go. I don't know. You want to take a test ride?
Sure.
Okay. You're going to have wrecks. People are going to have wrecks. It's just human nature. People make mistakes.
And when a moped rider makes a mistake, the car always wins. Lexington police say from May 1st of last year to April 30th of this year, there were a total of 37 collisions involving mopeds. 14 of those were non-injury. The rest caused 25 injuries. There were no deaths. Those numbers, though, are tiny compared to the total car and truck collisions in the same time in Fayette County. Almost 17,000 collisions, 3,000 plus injuries, and 33 deaths. In addition to being outweighed, mopeds have another disadvantage. Their maximum speed is 30 miles per hour. That can be tricky on a road where speeds increase, like Limestone, that turns into Nicholasville Road and then US 27.
It is an issue because a moped can only go up to 30 miles an hour. So if the speed limit is 45, obviously they can create a traffic hazard by going under the posted speed limit. So a moped is not allowed to operate on a limited access highway such as New Circle Road or I-75.
Man-O-War Boulevard?
They can operate on Man-O-War Boulevard.
From May of last year to April of this year, police issued 24 tickets for a total of 46 charges. Most were for moped riders with no operator's license and reckless driving. Moped riders are required to have a driver's license or learner's permit. Their moped must also have a taillight, a horn or bell, and turn signals.
Here, I have to care more about the rules because I don't want to hit by a car.
That's also good business for this moped shop owner.
I thank you for your business. Okay, just be careful.
And off she goes. Now, scooters that resemble mopeds and capable of going faster than 30 miles per hour do not qualify as a moped and require registration and insurance.
A warning for hunters in Harlan County tonight. Police say they found some game cameras with explosives in them. That's next.
And then a Lexington store has decided to close for a second time. What we've learned about that decision.
And the heat and humidity will really kick in as we go rolling into the weekend. I will track it next.
WKYT is putting the new back in late news with newer stories and more updates. So there's less repetition, which means no wasted time. WKYT News at 11. Newer, fresher, worth staying up for.
At Bryant Heating and Cooling, providing home comfort is our only priority.
That's why we're always here for you, and we never charge overtime. No hidden fees.
Because we know if you're calling on the weekend, something's wrong.
Call us anytime. We're here when you need us most.
I don't want an ordinary funeral. I want my life to be celebrated. I've had such a full and blessed life, and I want everyone to know it. That's how I want to be remembered. When people leave my end-of-life celebration, I want them feeling uplifted.
Contact Clark Legacy Center to plan your end-of-life celebration.
Moonshine, the illegal taste that's put a lot of people behind bars, is now on a burger. With the sweet burn of moonshine glaze on 100% Black Angus beef and garlic pepper onion straws. It's not illegal, but it tastes like it. The Midnight Moonshine Thick Burger, only at Hardee's.
Do you want to lose weight quickly and safely? Do you want to be healthy for a lifetime? Kim did and lost 238 pounds at Ageless Medical Weight Loss. Betty did and lost 135 pounds. The Ageless program is a medically supervised, affordable weight loss solution. Call today for a free consultation.
DQ funnel cake a la mode? Hold on! Coming
The next hours. Cloudy tomorrow.
Funnel cake has a new home. The DQ Bakes new funnel cake a la mode with the world famous DQ soft serve and your favorite topping. This is fan food, not fast food.
Funnel cake a la mode.
Your buddy Ron once said he could install your ceiling fan. He couldn't. And that one time, Ron said another chili dog was a good idea? Yeah, it wasn't. So when Ron said you'd never afford a John Deere tractor, you knew better. Now, Ron does too. The E-Series, legendary John Deere quality, unexpected low price.
Stop by Bevins Motors in Georgetown, Richmond, Mount Sterling, and Paris, or at bevinsmotors.com.
Come celebrate National Barbecue Month with all-you-can-eat St. Louis ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. An endless helping of sweet and smoky or dry rub ribs for just $14.99 for a limited time. Sonny's Barbecue, local pit masters since '68.
At Bryant Heating and Cooling, providing home comfort is our only priority.
That's why we're always here for you, and we never charge overtime. No hidden fees.
Because we know if you're calling on the weekend, something's wrong.
Call us anytime. We're here when you need us most.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Tonight, state police are warning about some game cameras that were found in Harlan County that were filled with explosives.
Police say they found 3 cameras with explosives in them in rural areas of the county. At this point, police say they aren't sure why the explosives are being used.
Someone that's actually stealing cameras out here, someone has put these explosive devices in this camera, or could it be a possible marijuana patch?
Police say explosives are strong enough to cause serious injuries, but they say so far, thankfully, no one has been hurt. They say if they find out who is using the explosives on the cameras, charges will be filed.
New tonight, a downtown Lexington business is closing for a second time. According to our news partners at the Herald Leader, Shorty's Market and Tap Room on West Short Street will be closing on Saturday. Owners say the space will be remodeled, but they won't say what the business will become. Shorty's originally opened back in 2011, but closed 2 years later, reopened in 2014 under new ownership.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Super nice day out there for us again with sunshine, low humidity levels, and temperatures running in the upper 70s, low 80s. A very good looking Thursday. Let's get right to seeing what we are seeing in some of these places like Frankfort, where it's 81 degrees. A lot of blue skies, though. No haze either. That's the thing. No haze. Even in the mountains, we're not seeing any of the haze here in Jackson. It's 78 degrees there, and that is wonderful. But tomorrow and into the weekend, you'll start seeing that haze off in the distance as the humidity levels start to increase as we move forward. A lot of upper 70s showing up here now for the 6 o'clock hour. They're becoming a little more dominant than some of the low 80s that we peaked during the 5 o'clock hour. So we're starting to cool things off a little bit now with the sun starting to set. So we go through the overnight and early tomorrow morning. We'll probably end up somewhere in the upper 50s, low 60s in most locations out there. So a very comfortable start, a little cool again for some of us. We get into the daytime hours though, and that's when we start to change things up quite a bit as we likely run in the mid and upper 80s. A whole lot of those will start to show up out there for your Friday afternoon, Friday evening. Then the heat really kicks in when we start talking low 90s out there with here in Lexington coming in around 91. You might even see a 92. Now, many of you probably have seen them on your car thermometers already because we've had some hot days, 87, 88 degrees, some official highs. But the official reading says that we haven't had this kind of heat since last year. It's back in September, but I think we're getting there this weekend. Here's what we've got out there with our Defender Radar Network. Precipitation's quiet across Kentucky. Cloud cover not really showing up either from the satellite view. What we do have is a batch of rain that we're watching across parts of Illinois into Indiana and Ohio that will eventually drop down and on parts of Kentucky. That's going to be a little batch of rain we probably track during the morning hours tomorrow. Hour by hour forecast. Let's show you how it all kind of comes together there. See the moisture creeping in. We're at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then it drops a little bit more toward the south into northern sections of Kentucky, and then right here as it gets into central Kentucky it tries to fade away. Well, we'll likely hold on to at least a few chances of those showers staying steady around the area. Then what happens once we get toward the end of the weekend, a little deeper into it there, you can see Saturday front hanging around. This front will eventually start to drop in from the northeast, which is kind of a backdoor cold front, and will start to ease into parts of central and eastern Kentucky at that point and drop in some cooler air for our Monday. So we'll change things up once we cross over into that point. You can see it evolving here in our 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, 88 with a small chance of rain rolling through. Saturday, we're dry. and we're just steamy out there with Sunday bringing steam and storms. That was tough. Steam and storms. And then you can see more chances of showers and storms this weekend into next week. I shouldn't have set myself up for that, but that was a little bit of a tongue twister.
The heat's already affecting you.
It's already got me, brother.
Yeah.
It's got me.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Bragging rights will go on the line in the annual All-Star Series.
We will check in with the Kentucky All-Stars. They take on Indiana this weekend. And the defending champs take the field tonight in the state baseball tournament. West Jesserman with a different looking team this year. That's next in sports.
At Gates Honda in Richmond, our grand opening will be low-key. No hot dogs, balloons, loud music, no gorillas. We have great deals waiting for you on over 100 new Hondas. At Gates Honda in Richmond, we sell new Hondas for less because we can.
Learning never really ends. Every day we learn something new. But how often do we get to learn something exciting? Something artistic, creative, engaging, industrious? And how often do you get to pick and choose what you learn? Well, now you can. Berea, Kentucky's Festival of Learn Shops, July 8th through the 24th. Learn anything, learn everything. For more details, go to visitberea.com.
A fully stocked store to me is the most important thing because you have to have a good understanding of your store and your customers to really be able to know where everything is. You got to go on the journey together. It makes you feel good because you get close to these people and then they really do. They depend on you. They ask for you. It makes the customer's experience 100 times better. You learn things about people and it really does. It makes them come back because they genuinely appreciate you. I'm Craig and I work at the Charlestown Road Kroger.
CareSource insures thousands of members in Kentucky, but we're not built on numbers. We're built on compassion and care. Our commitment? People over profit. CareSource. Caring for the Commonwealth.
Treat yourself to summertime fun with a new Subaru from Quantrell. Discover why Subarus are preferred by people of all ages with active lifestyles. During June, own a new Legacy for only $23,980 or lease it for just $214 per month. Or own a new Outback for only $27,490 or lease it for just $259 per month. Summertime fun is waiting for you, so grab it with a new Subaru from Quantrell. We have great lease and finance specials during our huge summer sale.
Bluegrass Medical Aesthetics wants to help you on the path to wellness and healthy youthful aging. Hormone replacement, medically supervised weight loss, Botox, Kybella, and more. Located in Georgetown next to Qdoba. Visit us at bmaky.com.
At Gates Honda in Richmond, we want to service your Honda, regardless of where you bought it. We believe that once you've experienced our service department, you'll never go anywhere else to service or purchase your Honda. Come see us at Gates Honda on the Bypass in Richmond.
Shaquille O'Neal has a son named Sharif. He is rated a top prospect in the class of 2018. And his dad wants him to lean towards Kentucky. This morning, his dad was asked about him on the big podcast with Shaq.
Is he a lock already for LSU?
No, I don't want him to. No, I want him to be able to, create his own path, pick his own path. However, he did mention to me Kentucky, Michigan State, or Duke.
There you go.
Wow.
It's a good trifecta there.
All right, the newest assistant on the staff of Mark Stoops is Matt House, who comes in to coach inside linebackers and special teams this season. With the addition of House, nearly all the assistants on the defensive side have experience as a coordinator, and House believes that's important.
It's great for ideas, great for prior knowledge of things that worked and things that didn't work, because let's face it, you're a product of your success and failures, and when you're a coordinator, you got failures just like successes. And I think at the end of the day, by banging that many heads together, you come up with the best idea.
The state baseball tournament getting underway, and later on tonight, West Jessamine begins defense of its title from a year ago. The Colts face Bowling Green. Last season, the Colts hit .383 during the state tournament. They scored 48 runs en route to the championship. Jody Hamilton's team keeps winning despite playing totally different than a year ago.
Well, we're a pitching defensive team. Our identity is different from last year. Last year we swung the bats very well, and we were very senior oriented. We had 9 seniors last year. We do have 7 seniors back this year, but those seniors that played last year were a lot more experienced.
We have a great group of seniors that have been here before and know what it's like, so they're going to lead us, and everybody from sophomore, junior, seniors, we all want to have the same goal, and we're going to do it. So.
Scott County's softball team is one of the best in the state. They are back in Owensboro for the state softball championships. The Cards won the title in 2014. Their road to a second championship begins tonight against South Warren.
Well, all the infield is the 2014 infield, so they're back for the 3rd year, and we only lose 2 out of that. So we got all that back, or 3 out of that with the catchers. So we've got all that back next year. So yeah, we are young.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a big tournament, it's a big deal, and we want to go as far as possible. And I mean, you still get that feeling in your stomach where it's like it's state, it's real, and it's really exciting.
And the annual border war known as the Kentucky-Indiana All-Star Series is this weekend. The doubleheaders begin this Saturday. Games at Bankers Life Arena in Indianapolis, and the Sunday game back across the river to Bellarmine. For the boys, it's a matter of trying to end a 15-game losing streak.
Well, I think we've talked about it. It's a lot of pride, and we want to instill the pride. And, our job is to go up there and represent the Commonwealth, but we also want to just beat Indiana, and we're going to do our best this year to try to accomplish that.
It's always a pride thing when you get to wear your own state. There's a lot of kids on the high school team, high school seniors actually, that didn't get this opportunity. So to have this opportunity, you don't want to take it for granted.
So it'll be an uphill battle, as it usually is, for Kentucky against Indiana. Sam, Andrea, back to you.
Thank you, Rob. A final check of your first alert forecast is next.
Then on the CBS Evening News, a dog's work at one airport isn't just for show. A look at his unusual job coming up.
WKYT's First Alert Weather follows you wherever you go, on TV, online, on your phone, and throughout the day at 98.1 The Bull.
Who says mornings can't be happy? Not us. Introducing the DQ Hardest Working Happy Hour, with drinks that work even harder than you do, blending sweet flavors like never before. Only DQ has drinks that multitask in the morning even if you can't. Like $2 premium fruit smoothies, $2 ultimate frappes, and $1 iced coffees. Every weekday morning until 10:30 a.m. at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
Green's Toyota has amazing deals on the new 2016 RAV4. Choose from $500 in customer cash or 0% APR up to 60 months. Or lease a new 2016 RAV4 LE front-wheel drive for only $199 per month for 36 months.
It's this weekend, the monthly show at 8th and Schoolhouse Antiques this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's your chance to shop room after room of quality antiques and collectibles from over 70 dealers. This weekend at 8th and Schoolhouse Antiques on Richmond Road, a mile past I-75.
Greatness isn't about creating one masterpiece and calling it a day. It's about challenging yourself to create a masterpiece every time. Come celebrate a half-century of innovations at the Kawasaki Golden Anniversary Sales Event. Save up to $2,500 plus 0% financing on select models at participating dealers. Visit Kawasaki.com to find a dealer near you.
Visit Kawasaki of Jackson the weekend of June 11th to test drive a new Kawasaki.
Days like this are getting harder to find. We're long on life, but short on time. When I get a chance to kick back and unwind, I live for Myrtle Beach days. Myrtle Beach days got blue in the sky, not a care in the air, ocean breeze blowing by, just sitting on the sand, soaking up the sunshine. I live for Myrtle Beach days.
Everyone wants to be energy smart, but sometimes we need a little reminder. With Simple Saver, you save energy and the environment, and you earn energy bill credits. So take the hint. Just call or sign up online, and we'll do all the work. Simple Saver, because being energy smart pays. Licking Valley RECC and South Kentucky RECC, your Touchstone Energy Cooperatives.
How fast is it?
Plenty fast. It's not how fast you mow, it's how well you mow fast.
It's not how fast you mow, it's how well you mow fast.
It's not how fast you mow, it's how well you mow fast.
It's how well you mow fast.
It's how well you mow fast.
Even if it doesn't catch on, doesn't mean it's not true. The John Deere Z-Track Z535M with our re-engineered deck to mow faster, better.
Get Deere season savings at Meat Tractor.
At Meat Tractor, you get the best with a standard 4-year warranty.
Well, if you like the heat, you're going to love this weekend.
Yeah, we're really going to heat things up around here, guys. And I'm not a fan at all. I really like where we've been. Even today, it's pretty nice out there. But you can see pushing upper 80s tomorrow, and then low 90s are rolling it down here for Saturday and into your Sunday. That's the air temperature. Throw in the humidity, it's probably going to feel more like 94, 95 degrees. It's not off the charts, but it sure is uncomfortable.
You're not a heat guy, are you?
No, I'd rather 75 is perfect for me.
All right. The CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley's coming your way next.